He was the marketing mastermind behind some of Hollywood's biggest blockbusters. Scott Neeson lived the life that some dream of.
It was a great life because I was traveling first class to Paris, Germany, Tokyo, and to South America. Had a beautiful house in the hills of Brentwood, and it was a nice life. Had a boat in the harbour and a Porsche SUV, and yeah, and I loved it.
But the script changed for Scott on a backpacking trip to Cambodia.
I was traumatised myself after the first day there.
Children digging through trash, looking for recyclable items in the hopes of making less than $1 a day. These are some of the pictures he captured.
It's children living on garbage, highly susceptible to child trafficking, to physical, sexual abuse, kids that are being born onto the garbage dump, mothers that have got debt. I mean, it's everybody's problem.
Scott's solution, the Cambodian Children's Fund, a safe haven for children. And he did the unthinkable. He left his glamorous life to live in Cambodia, on the country's largest toxic waste site.
I was knee-deep in sludge, looking for a child that had gone missing, and I realised that all my friends and colleagues were at the Academy Awards, you know, wearing their tuxedos and drinking champagne and having this wonderful time, and I'm standing there in the most vile circumstances. Yes, there are times I miss it back here.
But Scott is exactly where he wants to be.
Yeah, I get kind of agitated because a lot of the media says I gave up the American dream. And it's not true, I didn't give it up at all. I mean, for me to be able to go from Hollywood to open up this organisation in Cambodia and to get support contributions from people in America that can sustain it, I mean, that to me is embracing the American dream.
His story inspired Bob Tufts, living half a world away on the Gulf Coast.
Everyone deserves a childhood, and these kids would not get a childhood if they didn't have Scott. There would be no childhood. They would be sold, they would be rented, they would die. They would literally, if they live, would be living a life of misery, and that's not a childhood.
Tufts flew to Cambodia to meet the Hollywood dropout.
I was, lock, stock, and barrel when I first met him. You can never get these kids out of your mind. You just can't. You think of them every day.
The transition from garbage picker to Cambodian Children's Fund student is astounding.
There's a line of kids every day who want to come to school. And it's the saddest thing you could ever see because you just can't take them in.
Tufts filled another need, a medical center where no one is turned away.
We are going to survive because of people like Bobby. He not only raises the money, he gets out, he asks his friends, he fundraises, he'll bug people to death until they give money. And then he takes that money and he comes to Cambodia and helps build the building.
Tufts has always had a soft spot for children.
Mr. Spear, that's who I am.
To fill a void when his kids left home, he became a big brother to a boy named Anthony.
And sometimes it's the quietest that I am is when I'm with Anthony, because he tends to be quiet, which is good for me.
Don't let the silence fool you, if it's playing video games or lessons in golf.
All right, let's get out there and hit some balls. Swaying back a little bit. Nice, good hit. That was better.
What Tufts is doing speaks volumes.
It's cool. It's another, parental figure in my life.
I certainly have a lot of negatives, and so this whole rationalization of trying to be a good person and giving back compared to some of the crazy things that I've done in my life, it helps me live with myself.
He too has redefined his American dream.
That it's not about material things.
But the work is far from over.
Yeah, hey, he's not well at all.
Two men learning lessons from children simply surviving.
The kids taught me that what really matters, even though they have nothing material, they think they're the luckiest children in the world. There's more joy in these children than I think anywhere else.
What's amazing is what you get back. You know, you always get it back tenfold from what you're doing, no matter what it is.
A storyline that started in Hollywood and continues to unfold.